Welcome to the HFY Tales channel. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the story. Enjoy and take care.
Evan sat hunched over his workstation, the soft hum of the laboratory machines surrounding him like a comforting embrace. His fingers danced across the holographic displays, analyzing data from the latest expedition beyond the stars. Bright spirals of alien flora unfurled before him, each pulsating with vibrant energies that defied Earth's botanical rules. Yet, despite the breathtaking discoveries at his fingertips, his heart felt heavy, weighed down by an unfamiliar longing. Another day, another anomaly, he murmured to himself, forcing a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. It had been months since he'd immersed himself in the thrill of exploration, the joy of uncovering the mysteries of the universe. Instead, an air of dread had crept into every interaction, driven by reports of heightened tensions between humanity and the remnants of other civilizations. Just then, a chime resonated through the lab, pulling Evan from his reverie. He glanced at the source, an incoming communication marked with an alien signature. Curiosity piqued. He activated the holoscreen, revealing a radiant figure framed by the swirling patterns of another world. The transmission shimmered with remnants of energy, as if alive, as the image focused to reveal Lyra, the last of her kind. Her skin glowed with an ethereal luminescence, a deep shade of teal, and her eyes were pools of shimmering silver. They held ancient wisdom and poignant sorrow, a stark contrast to the vibrancy of her lineage. Evan felt an unexpected flutter in his chest, something he hadn't allowed himself to feel in a long time. "Evan!" Her voice pierced the heavy silence of his lab, trembling with desperation. "I need your help." Evan leaned closer, instinctively aware of the gravity of her words. "What's happening, Lyra?" "Your people are fading," she interrupted, her gaze unwavering. "I am the last of my clan, and extinction is imminent. Our kind has been hunted to near oblivion, and we need someone to carry on our legacy in a very unique way." The weight of her plea twisted Evan's heart. The statement hung in the air, thick and palpable. It contained a complexity and intimacy that sent shivers down his spine. His mind raced, grappling with the implications of her words. "You mean?" "Yes," she answered, her voice firm yet tender. "I need you to help me bear strong children for the sake of my clan. In exchange, our technology, our legacy, and our survival will ally with yours." Evan swallowed hard, his pulse quickening. The nature of their worlds and cultures threatened to clash in a violent storm of misunderstandings and taboos. The thought of mixing his human essence with an alien life form sent a surge of both fear and exhilaration through him. "Why would you choose me?" he asked, struggling against an internal whirlwind of disbelief and excitement. "Because," Lyra said, her expression softening, "you understand the complexities of life, the beauty of existence, in ways most others do not. You see potential in the unknown. You're different." A silence enveloped them, the nature of their connection stretching the limits of conventional relationships. Evan felt a burgeoning desire to protect her, to stand up against the tide that threatened to erase her people and their way of life. Yet, he couldn't shake off the nagging doubts that laced her request. "I don't want to be a pawn in some cosmic game," he declared, trying to temper the wild inclination he felt bubbling beneath the surface. "You are not a pawn," she replied, her voice a gentle caress as she leaned closer, the warmth of her aura penetrating the coldness of his lab. "You could be a beacon. Together, we could pave the way for a future where our peoples can thrive, united instead of divided." Her words resonated with a deep-seated yearning within him. The thought of intertwining their fates sparked something within Evan that he had thought long extinguished. He could be part of something far greater than himself, something beautiful that transcended the limitations of their individual worlds. Evan's heart raced as he finally made his decision. "I'll help you, Lyra. I'll stand by you and your clan." A radiant smile broke across her face, illuminating the screen. "Thank you, Evan. You have no idea how much this means to me. To us." As she spoke, the connection between them flared like a supernova, thrilling and terrifying all at once. The road ahead was fraught with uncertainty, but one thing was clear. Evan had stepped onto a path that would intertwine his destiny with an alien life, forever altering the course of his existence. In the days that followed, the reality of Evan's choice settled like a thick fog around him. Each passing moment revealed both excitement and fear as his mind spiraled into thoughts of Lyra and the life-changing journey ahead. Preparations consumed him. His laboratory became a flurry of activity as he gathered supplies, made calculated analyses, and debugged the spacecraft that would transport them to her world. Evan finally stood aboard the Horizon Gale, a sleek ship equipped with experimental technology designed for interstellar travel. The cockpit hummed with energy, its control panels shimmering in shades of blue and silver. He couldn't deny the rush of adrenaline coursing through him as he prepared for launch. This was more than just a mission. It was a step into the unknown. "Are you ready?" Lyra's voice resonated through the ship's communication system, her figure appearing on a small monitor beside him. She looked resplendent, her alien elegance contrasting sharply with the cold metal of the spacecraft. "Ready as I'll ever be," Evan replied, a nervous smile tugging at his lips. He admired her, the embodiment of bravery and determination, a fierce commitment to her ancestral legacy, shining through her gentle demeanor. With systems powered up and navigation set, he engaged the thrusters. The ship stirred to life, vibrating softly beneath his feet. They were on a direct course to her home planet, Zithera, nestled in the dying folds of a distant galaxy. As the ship broke free from Earth's gravitational embrace, Evan felt a weight lifting off his shoulders. This was it. There was no turning back now. As they sped through the cosmos, the stars glimmered like distant jewels against the endless black. Conversation flowed easily between the two of them, picking apart the complexities of their worlds, sharing dreams, aspirations, and fears. Lyra spoke of her people's history, their once flourishing civilization, and the treasures of their ancient culture. Evan shared stories of Earth, its landscapes, its peoples, and the struggles of a humanity at the brink of technological evolution. "Our histories are bruised, yet they breathe hope, don't they?" Evan remarked, glancing at her as the ship vibrated through the cosmic winds, almost as if yearning toward its destination. "Indeed," she replied, her voice soothing, "and perhaps our union can shape a future neither of us can yet imagine." The vastness of space stretched before them, but everything shifted when the ship systems alerted them to a disturbance on the radar. "Evan, what's wrong?" Lyra asked, concern etching her features. "An anomaly. It looks like intermittent ion disturbances, most likely from a nearby nebula. It's causing some turbulence in our trajectory," Evan explained, sending a stern look toward the control panel. "We'll have to navigate carefully. I don't want to get caught in a gravitational pull." "Then let me assist," she said, her fingers gracefully hovering over the interface to access the ship systems. He shot her a quizzical glance, yet her actions revealed a gentle understanding of the technology. Lyra was not just a visitor in his world. She was intelligent and resourceful in her own right. With her guidance, he maneuvered the ship through the disturbances, the vibrations intensifying but manageable under their combined efforts. Just then, their conversation became overshadowed by a sudden jolt. Alarms rang through the cabin, and the ship shook violently as a rogue asteroid hurtled past them, grazing the hull. "Hold on," Evan shouted, gripping the control panel as he fought against the chaotic elements. He felt a surge of adrenaline overpowering any vestige of fear. "I'll recalibrate the shields." Lyra stabilized her footing, lending her strength to assist. "Trust in your instincts, Evan. You were chosen for this journey for a reason." Her voice, though filled with urgency, was a beacon of hope in the storm. With newfound determination, Evan focused on the control panel, memories of training flooding back to him. He deftly adjusted the shields, using the ship systems to their full advantage, and in a split second, they slipped through the turbulence. As calm returned to the ship, he let out a breath he didn't realize he'd been holding. His heart raced from the adrenaline. Exhilaration mixed with relief poured through him. Lyra turned to face him, her eyes alight with a glowing intensity, a stark reminder of the stakes at hand. "You did well, Evan. You navigated a difficult circumstance remarkably." "Thanks," he replied, still catching his breath. "Guess we can't afford to take anything for granted on this trip." As the nebula dissipated behind them, revealing the swirling spectrum of diverse colors. Evan felt a determination solidifying within him. The journey ahead was bound to be perilous, yet it was only a reflection of the greater challenges they would face together. Hours turned into days as they continued their voyage through the stars. The bond between Evan and Lyra deepened against the backdrop of the cosmos. Laughter punctuated their conversations, each shared moment a step closer to their intertwined destiny. Finally, on the morning of the 7th day, the ship's systems began to signal their approach to Zithra. "Look," Lyra exclaimed, eyes wide with wonder. "Do you see it?" Evan stepped closer to the window, his breath catching as Zithra came into view. A vibrant world nestled amidst the stars, cloaked in swirling azure clouds and shimmering emerald landscapes. Golden peaks loomed high in the distance, with cascading waterfalls that glimmered like silver ribbons against the vibrant greens. "It's beautiful," Evan whispered, awestruck. This much he had learned from Lyra. Every place held a story. Each world was woven with the threads of life, flourishing in the embrace of the cosmos. "Yes, but it is on the precipice of change," Lyra answered, her voice taking on a more somber tone. "The fate of my people hangs in the balance. We must hurry." With a nod, Evan set a course for the nearest docking station. As they descended through the atmosphere, he felt a mix of apprehension and exhilaration surging within him. He was stepping into Lyra's world, into a reality where he could face challenges he could never have imagined, yet create a future that could resonate with hope. The ship landed with a gentle thud, and a wave of electricity surged through him. They were finally here, on Zithra, home of the last alien clan. The hatch of the Horizon Gale opened with a soft hiss, revealing a breathtaking vista that made Evan's heart race. The air hummed with a vibrant energy, filled with the rich scent of alien flora, mingling like a heady perfume. Lush greenery stretched out before him, punctuated by luminescent flowers that pulsated in harmony with the gentle breeze. Towering trees, bearing leaves like shimmering emerald glass, swayed gracefully overhead, creating a mosaic of shadow and light on the ground beneath their feet. "Welcome to Zithra," Lyra said, stepping out alongside him. Her eyes gleamed with a mix of pride and sadness, as if the world around her mirrored her own divided existence. Evan took a deep breath, feeling the warmth of the alien sun against his skin. The sensation was unlike anything he had experienced on Earth, cozy, embracing, yet distant. "It's incredible," he murmured, taking an instinctive step forward, eager to explore. But as his eyes adjusted to the surroundings, he quickly noticed a shadow passing overhead. A massive figure swooped across the sky, a dragon-like creature, scales glistening iridescently in the sun. The sight sent a thrill through him, a captivating reminder of just how different this world was from his own. "Look," Lyra pointed excitedly, her face alight with wonder. "The Yathra. They are guardians of the skies." His eyes followed the creature's graceful flight before darting back to Lyra, noticing the almost childlike awe in her expression. A sense of hope blossomed. "They really are beautiful," he replied. "What's their role here?" "They protect our realm. Each species here holds significance, playing their part in the balance of nature on Zithra." But now, her voice trailed off, a heaviness settling in her tone. "Now what?" Evan prompted gently, sensing her distress. Lyra took a deep breath, gathering courage. "Now, they threaten to not only lose our kind, but all ecological harmony. We are at war, Evan, fighting against those who wish to claim our life sources and reduce our world to nothing." Evan's heart sank at her words. He had seen the destructive potential of conflict in human history, the pain, devastation, and loss that came with it. With every interaction they shared, he began to understand that he was not merely a visitor, but rather a vital part of a larger, desperate narrative. Before he could respond, movement caught his eye. A small group began to gather at the ship's landing site. Elderly figures adorned in ornate garments approached, their gazes filled with expectation. Each member of the clan possessed striking features, deep hues of purple skin, intricate tattoos that wound around their arms like vines, and eyes that sparkled with an intelligence that endured centuries. "Lyra," one of the elders spoke, stepping forward with a commanding yet comforting presence. He bowed slightly, signaling respect and acknowledging the importance of the moment. "What news do you bring from the cosmos?" "This is Evan," she announced, pride coloring her voice despite the surrounding atmosphere's tension. "He has come to assist us in bearing the next generation of our kind, to save our civilization." The elder's gaze shifted to Evan, weighing him as though he were an enigma to decipher. "A human. Your path intertwines with ours, and yet, can your kind truly fulfill this sacred charge?" Evan held the elder's gaze, unwavering. "I stand here willingly, knowing the stakes. I'm committed to understanding your culture, your values. Together, we can build a bridge between our worlds." The elder's scrutiny softened, and he nodded slowly. "Your intent is honorable. We welcome you. But be aware, the union of our species is fraught with complications." Suddenly, the atmosphere around them shifted dramatically. The air grew thick with tension as murmurs rippled through the gathering crowd. Alarmed expressions mirrored the gravity of the elder's words. A younger member of the clan stepped forward, his voice trembling as he addressed the elder. "We have a larger issue. The Terek, the rival faction, have advanced to the border. They threaten our very existence." Evan exchanged a quick glance with Lyra, a rush of worry tightening within him. The impending threat loomed larger now, the weight of responsibility sinking deeper into his chest. "What do we need to do?" he asked, determined to play a part, despite the growing concern. The elder raised a hand, signaling calm. "We must look to our sacred texts and rally our forces. Preparing for conflict is essential, but we must also remember our identity, to strive for peace even in the face of destruction." Evan's heart pounded, but he felt a newfound resolve swelling within. "Lyra, what can I help with? I may not know your customs, but I am skilled in strategy and science. There has to be a way to leverage our best resources." "You speak wisely, Evan," Lyra encouraged, her eyes shining with admiration. "Every life has a role, and the union we embark upon may grant us strength beyond mere numbers. Unity is our greatest weapon." With that, Evan joined the clan's council as they discussed strategies and shared stories of their ancestors, a testament to resilience amid the chaos. Exchanging ideas, Evan felt a sense of kinship blossom, each voice an echo of their struggles, their hopes, and their shared determination to thrive. Hours seemed to blend into a blur as they delved deeper into preparations. Strategies formed and implausible alliances emerged as ancient wisdom merged with newfound knowledge. As dusk settled over Zithra, hues of purple and silver painted the skies, illuminating their shared purpose. Evan took a moment to step back, gathering his thoughts and emotions. In the midst of uncertainty, he found clarity. Lyra and her clan were not merely strangers. They were threads intricately woven into the tapestry of his life, and together, they could chart a course toward survival. As night fell and twin moons rose over the horizon, casting shimmering silver reflections across the vibrant landscape, Evan turned to Lyra. "Whatever comes next, we face it together. I promise." A smile bloomed on her lips, radiating warmth against the coolness of the night. "Together, we are stronger than we've ever been." The days that followed were consumed by an air of urgency. The Council of Elders convened frequently, strategizing and preparing for the conflict looming at their borders. Evan immersed himself in their customs, while applying his understanding of human warfare tactics to the new reality of Lyra's world. The blending of their ideologies sparked innovation, pushing the clan to unite around a vision that could transcend the encroaching darkness. Evan stood amidst the cacophony of voices, charts, and mappings strewn across the large, communal table set in the heart of the clan's central hall. The room was adorned with vibrant tapestries, depicting the history of Zithra, the legends portrayed in striking colors and intricate patterns. Each motif told of wonder, unity, or struggle, a testament to the strength of a civilization that had weathered countless storms. "Listen closely," an elder spoke, drawing attention with a commanding tone. "The Terek are formidable foes. They approach with their own technology drawn from ancient warfare, utilizing techniques we have not encountered in centuries." Lyra stood beside Evan, her expression serious as she absorbed the elder's words. "We must prove that our spirit cannot be broken by power alone. The strength of our ancestors lives within us, and our resolve is our greatest ally," she said resolutely. Evan nodded in agreement. "What if we use the natural resources of this world to our advantage? We have the landscape here. If we can create traps, ambush points in the dense vegetation, and leverage the creatures that inhabit these lands, fortressing the Yathra will enhance our defenses," one of the younger clan members interjected, enthusiasm at the ready. "They can soar above the battlefield, providing us with necessary oversight and warning of approaching threats." Lyra's eyes sparkled as she turned to Evan with gratitude. "You've already begun to understand. This partnership can evolve into something significant, infusing our cultures and producing outcomes that resonate far beyond this struggle." Determined, Evan delved deeper into his thinking. "We should establish a series of signal fires, a warning system, to convey messages through the valleys if the Terek dare breach the perimeter." As conversations continued with fervor, Evan joined Lyra on the balcony overlooking the vast expanse of Zithra. The twin moons illuminated the land, casting an otherworldly light on the scenery. "I love the view from here," Evan remarked, trying to catch his breath amidst the whirlwind of his thoughts. "But it feels so fragile." Lyra leaned against the balcony railing, her gaze intense as she observed the landscape. "Fragility can be deceptive, Evan. The beauty lies not in the surface, but in the strength that it hides." "Are you afraid?" he asked, a hint of vulnerability escaping his usually composed demeanor. She turned to face him, surprise mingling with sincerity. "Fear is natural. It allows us to acknowledge the dangers we face, to prepare ourselves, to protect the things we cherish. But we cannot let it consume us." "Right," he murmured. "I guess just this once, I have to trust in something greater than myself." Lyra smiled, warmth radiating from her expression. "Your presence here isn't just a solution, it is an awakening. Together, we are redefining the narrative. Remember, peace isn't just the absence of war. It is the presence of opportunity." Evan couldn't help but admire the way she spoke, a graceful blend of wisdom and passion that ignited something within him. Yet, an underlying concern remained. The Terek were not simply a force of nature. They were motivated by something darker, a hunger for dominion that threatened to extinguish their shared hope. Suddenly, a shout echoed from the main hall, shattering their reflective moment. "They're here. The Terek have crossed the border." Evan's heart raced as he rushed back inside, quickly gaining command of the situation. The atmosphere shifted from hopeful planning to an urgent panic. The elders took charge, issuing commands to disperse and prepare for potential confrontation. "Evan," Lyra called as she pushed through the crowd, her urgency cutting through the chaos. "We need to organize our defenses, gather the others at the eastern ridge. We have to create an appearance of strength." "We'll need to be strategic," he replied, determination surging within him. "Let's focus on integrating our traps, and we can make it look like a stronghold without revealing our true numbers. If we can weaken their front without risking ourselves, it buys us more time." Together, the two began rallying the clan, their collective energy harmonizing as they moved in unison. Evan felt his earlier insecurities vanish, replaced by a fierce sense of purpose as they strategized against the encroaching forces. The clan members were swift in following their lead, driven by fear but bolstered by a new sense of hope. As twilight deepened into night, the preparations unfolded in frenetic anticipation. Evan darted from task to task, ensuring the traps took form. As he set a final stake in the ground, the sound of approaching footsteps caught his attention. "Evan," Lyra said softly, stepping beside him. Her expression was tinged with worry, yet her determination shined through. "This is where our fates intertwine. I need you to promise me that we'll survive this." He turned to her, resolve etched into his features. "No matter what happens, I won't let you down. We will defend your home, Lyra, together." Just then, the earth trembled beneath them, a force rising from the darkened forest. The first shadows of the Terek appeared, an ominous tide advancing across the horizon, silhouetted against the silver light of the moons. War cries pierced the air, echoing through the valley, a chilling reminder that their time of reckoning had arrived. "We're ready," Evan breathed, adrenaline flooding his senses as they prepared to face the darkness together. The battle for Zithera had just begun, and they would fight to preserve everything they held dear. As the shadows of the Terek advanced, the tension in the air thickened, a palpable mixture of fear and resolve. Evan could feel his heart pounding against his ribcage, each beat echoing the urgency of the moment. He turned to Lyra, who stood beside him, her expression fierce and unwavering, a warrior prepared for battle. "Stay close," he instructed, gripping the hilt of his weapon, a unique blend of human technology and alien craftsmanship that hummed with a gentle vibrancy. Its warmth reminded him that it was more than just a tool. It was a symbol of their newfound alliance and the hope they carried for the future. "I will," she replied, her voice steady but tinged with the weight of what lay ahead. "No matter what happens, we face this together." Before them, the thick foliage trembled with the nearing footfall of the enemy. The chants of the approaching Terek resonated through the stillness of the night, escalating in intensity. Emerging from the shadows, the warriors appeared like a dark wave, clad in menacing armor that glinted ominously under the light of the twin moons. Their eyes shone with an eerie luminescence, filled with cunning malice, a chilling reminder of the evil intent arrayed against them. "Positions!" an elder of the clan shouted, his voice cutting through the chaos like a clarion call. The clan members sprang into action, hearts racing as they took their places in a synchronized dance of defense. Evan's pulse quickened as he assessed the troops, each being resolute, prepared to protect their home. Evan positioned himself strategically at the center of the defensive line, where he could monitor the movement of the enemy while providing cover for the clan members. His training kicked in, memories flooding back of simulations and theoretical combat. Though this was no game, it was a fight for survival. As the Terek closed in, their numbers felt overwhelming. Evan glanced to the right, where he spotted Lyra skillfully coordinating her people. Her calm demeanor in the face of such danger was inspiring, a steady flame amidst the swirling chaos. "They're trying to flank us," Evan shouted to a nearby elder, who nodded and relayed the information down the line. The sound of metal striking metal reverberated through the air, punctuated by war cries as the first clash began. The clan fought back with a passion forged from desperation and hope, each strike a testament to their collective resolve. A Terek warrior charged toward Evan, and in a split second, adrenaline surged through him. He sidestepped deftly, unleashing a swift strike fueled by the instinct to survive. The weapon hummed in response, connecting with the enemy's armor with a resounding thud. The Terek staggered, but Evan quickly pivoted to a defensive stance, ready for the next attack. Just beyond him, Lyra was weaving through the chaos with grace, rallying the Withery, the majestic dragon-like guardians of their realm, who soared above the battlefield. They emitted piercing cries, swooping low to disorient the enemy while providing cover for their allies on the ground. Evan marveled at the spectacle. It was a breathtaking display of unity between species, fighting for their shared existence. "Focus," he yelled, trying to keep the clan members steady amidst the chaos. "We can't afford to let them break our line." Drawing strength from the support of those around him, Evan pushed forward, moving from engagement to engagement, lending support where he could. The battle raged on, and the ground trembled beneath their feet as echoes of conflict filled the air. Yet, amidst the frantic chaos, Evan found clarity. This was not just a fight for survival, but a fight for connection, for the future they were forging together. Suddenly, a heavy-set Terek burst through the fray, charging toward Lyra as she directed her people from a vantage point near the treetops, darting around to reinforce their lines. Panic surged through Evan's chest as he saw her vulnerability exposed in that moment. "Lyra!" he shouted, breaking into a sprint, desperation propelling him forward. In a desperate bid, he interjected himself between Lyra and the advancing predator, his weapon raised and heart racing. The Terek, much larger and bulkier than he was, swung its weapon with brutal strength. Evan barely managed to dodge, feeling the whoosh of air as the blade sliced by him. The sun began to rise over Zithera, casting a warm golden light across the battlefield where the echoes of conflict still lingered. The remnants of the struggle lay scattered in the dirt, marked by the clash of cultures that would forever change the legacy of this alien world. Evan stood side by side with Lyra, surveying the tranquil landscape now touched by the radiance of dawn. "Is it truly over?" Lyra asked softly, her gaze sweeping over the recovering clan members as they organized, gathering their resolve amid the remnants of what had been a harrowing night. "For now," Evan replied, his heart heavy with the weight of loss, yet buoyed by the victories gained. "But the fight for your world may not be finished. We must remain vigilant." Lyra nodded, her expression a mixture of gratitude and determination. "We will rebuild, stronger than before. We cannot allow the shadows of our past to dictate our future." With the sun climbing higher, their kin began to emerge from the foliage, weary but triumphant. The echoes of cheers filled the air as their warriors regrouped, the clan coming together to embrace the resilience born from the struggle. Evan felt moved by the unity, the spirit of community lighting up in their eyes, the bond formed in the face of adversity. Evan and Lyra walked together toward the center of the gathering, where the elders had begun to confer with the remaining warriors, planning the next steps for the clan. As they made their way through the throng, Evan felt a profound sense of belonging grow inside him. Here, among otherworldly beings, he had discovered a purpose, a narrative woven into something greater than his solitary existence. "Evan," an elder called, beckoning him and Lyra to join the circle. "You have fought valiantly for our people. Your strength and courage have become intertwined with our destiny, and we are forever grateful." Evan felt a flush of warmth at the elder's words, a realization settling within him. He was no longer merely an outsider visiting a distant world. He had become part of a legacy. "It was an honor to fight alongside you all," he replied earnestly. "Together we forged something unimaginable, a new bond between our peoples." Lyra squeezed his hand, her touch grounding him. "If it weren't for Evan, we may have fallen to the weight of despair. He believes in us, and that belief carries the spirit of hope." The elders nodded, eyes shining with respect. "Thus, we will honor your contributions. We choose to forge an alliance with your people, a bond built on mutual understanding. Together, we can learn from each other, grow, and create a future that our ancestors would be proud of." The assembly erupted into applause, voices raised high as emotions swirled joy, relief, hope, like the burgeoning light of the new day. Together, they wove their fates into something beautiful, transcending boundaries set by fear and misunderstanding. As the celebration commenced, Evan spotted children running among the warriors, their laughter ringing like bells in the morning air. He watched with a sense of pride, knowing that today signified not only a victory over conflict, but a chance to build something new, something lasting. Later, as the festivities continued, Evan found a moment amid the laughter to breathe and reflect. He stood on the edge of a nearby cliff, gazing at the breathtaking expanse of Zithara laid out before him. The vibrant colors of the landscape gleamed beneath the sun, a living testament to the world's resilience. "Hey!" Lyra's voice broke through his thoughts as she approached and leaned against the cool stone beside him. "What do you see?" "Possibility," he replied, looking at her with a newfound understanding. "I see life rekindling after darkness, hope blossoming where once there was fear. I see a future that could be bright." Her smile was radiant, filling the spaces between them with warmth. "And within this future lies the promise of union. I believe we can achieve wonders together, unlocking potential within ourselves and our peoples." Evan glanced back at the celebratory festivities, where warriors exchanged stories and laughter flowed like a river, bringing connection between species. The happiness resonated within him, a vivid reminder of why they had fought so fiercely. "You're right. This is just the beginning." In that moment, he felt the weight of uncertainty give way to a sense of direction. They had faced adversity and emerged stronger, united in purpose and spirit. With determination and hope, they would strive to protect one another, to cultivate relationships across their worlds, and ensure that future generations would not have to fight as they had. As the sun sank below the horizon, casting the sky in vibrant hues of orange and purple, Evan and Lyra turned back toward the gathering. Hand in hand, they walked towards the sound of laughter and celebration, stepping forward into a new chapter that lay ahead of them. No longer were they defined by their differences, but rather by the shared experiences that had intertwined their fates. Together, they would champion a legacy of understanding, sowing seeds for a brighter future where love and unity flourished. And amidst the backdrop of the beautiful Zithera, the first lines of their story were being penned, the tapestry of two worlds, woven in harmony, held together by courage and the unwavering belief in something greater.